You know, those asked to introduce award winners during festive evenings like this typically relate amusing anecdotes or tell entertaining stories about the honored subject. Well, I've opted to forego that approach and adopt a more serious tone. I was inspired to do this by one of South Carolina's newest beloved politicians, someone who, according to the polls, many citizens of our fair state see as an example for emulation. I'm speaking, of course, of Donald Trump. And taking a cue from all things Trumpian, I've decided the focus of this introduction should be on me. First, I should be congratulated if I simply prove to be successful introducing our distinguished alumna. She will be the first to confirm that I've not gotten her name right in 15 years. I have a hard enough time remembering former students without having to account for them changing their names. MMC student Kelly Jackson did so after marrying a very nice guy. Now, if that guy's name had been easy, like Dostoevsky, there might have been some hope of my remembering it. But Jackson married a guy named Davis. And to add insult to memory injury in South Carolina, she married Jeff Davis. Jefferson, Jackson, Davis. For years, she's been at the top of the guest speaker list for my grad level PR management class, and every year my grad assistants go through the ritual of trying to figure out what I mean when I tell them, we need to get in touch with that Confederate lady. Now, the second reason for focusing my remarks on me is that in large part, I'm incontestably responsible for much of her successful career. I mean, my influence was huge. The blurb about our honoree in the program notes, strategic relations for, I quote, nonprofit public health and philanthropic organizations leading to, quote, historic policy changes in South Carolina. What it doesn't say is what these organizations and policy changes are. Those Kelly Davis employing organizations have names like the South Carolina Department of Alcohol and Other Drug Abuse Services. Those campaigns and policy changes involved alleged alcohol abuse and increases in the state's cigarette taxes. Now, in my corporate days, I was one of the chief propagandists for the nation's second largest brewery and the world's largest cigarette company. And I think, therefore, it's safe to say, without my heroic corporate efforts, Miss Davis would have been out of a job for years. Picking alumni for special recognition at an event like this is not easy. Our school boasts a long roster of illustrious graduates. To me, what singles out Kelly Davis for this year's special recognition is not just her sense of dedication to cause-related public relations, or the plaudits of her peers testified to by the numerous local, statewide, and national awards documented in your program, or the offices to which she's been elected in acknowledgement of her Herculean efforts to improve the profession of public relations. What makes her extra special to us is her dedication and love of our school, exemplified by her never flagging willingness to teach, counsel, mentor, otherwise encourage our students. I mentioned I always invite her to the management class. She always comes. Students hang on her words of wisdom about how to start and then manage their own agency and the value of creating real and virtual networks of colleagues. And that's only one of the many examples of the support she gives the J School. Ms. Davis, please consider this recognition in 2015 Outstanding Alumna as our attempt to give back a small measure of our gratitude for all you continue to give to us. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to accurately introduce Kelly Davis.
See, I should have known if Collins was introducing me, it was going to be somewhat akin to a roast. Dean Bierbauer, Dr. Tanner, faculty and staff, family and friends, thank you from the bottom of my heart for this exceptional honor. I sincerely thank you for selecting me as one of this year's recipients and congratulate my fellow alumni, Vicki, Drew, Maddie, and Caroline, for your recognition and your commitment to alma mater as well. Excuse me, I've been losing my voice all week, so I'm hoping this is just strong enough. Dr. Collins, this evening is truly, despite the slight roasting, it is made all the more special by having you present this award. Not only because I am so old, or just old enough, that you are one of only 2 professors still in the school who actually taught me, Dr. Augie Grant being the other one, but also because my fondest and most vivid memories of graduate school are those 3-hour-long Thursday night classes over in Swearingen, where you put us on the spot, you challenged us, you framed our studies within the stories of your own career, and you made sure that we learned your rules for life, including one of my favorites: never eat at your own events, but always drink at them. Your classes didn't just drill the fundamentals of media law and research into my head forever. They also made me see the world differently and made me a better PR practitioner. So thank you for your friendship. I'm thankful not just to Dr. Collins, but to all the fantastic professors who provided me with a solid combination of theory and application in order to prepare me for a career that has spanned multiple industries and sectors and decades, and that has changed rather drastically in the 17 years since I graduated from Carolina. New technologies and an ever-increasing blurring of communications disciplines make it challenging to keep up. But professors like Augie Grant, Dr. Lynn Zock, Dr. Sonia Dewey, and Dr. Rick Stevens taught me how to be a lifelong student and how to grow and adapt to those changes. And I thank the late Professor Mary Caldwell, whose fundamental lessons in public relations planning find their way into every campaign I've ever worked on, and now into the classes I teach as well. Her famous phrase, "evaluation is the most important part," is always a bonus question on my exams at the end of the semester. I'm thankful to Dean Bierbauer and the outstanding faculty and staff that he leads with such vision and commitment. From this beautiful, long-awaited building, to cutting-edge technology, to the opportunities that students have to interact with alumni and other professionals. Each day, Dean Bierbauer, you and your team make my diploma even more valuable and ensure that the next generation of journalists, advertisers, designers, and public relations practitioners are prepared to take on their chosen industry and to take on the world. I'm thankful to a sea of supportive colleagues and an amazing network of fellow PR professionals, friends all around the country and all around the world, who so openly share their expertise, resources, and insight as we challenge one another to continue strengthening a profession that we all dearly love. And I'm so grateful that my dear friend Amy Love, speaking of love, is here tonight to be a part of this event. I'm thankful for caring mentors who have believed in me, nurtured my career, provided me opportunities for leadership, guided me towards the better decisions, and helped to redirect me when I veered off the path a little bit. Thank you to my longtime friend and current boss, Teresa Coles, for reminding me every day that there is honor in investing yourself and your career in the community that raised you. And to my most enduring mentor, George Johnson, who has not only been a great navigator and cheerleader for my career, but also a trusted sounding board and one of my dearest and most cherished friends. I truly, truly would not be standing here without you, George. And last but never least, I thank my wonderful family for encouraging and supporting me, for giving me the time to advance my knowledge and to give back to my profession, even when it means periods of time away from home, and for sustaining me with their unwavering belief in me. Mom, Dad, Jeff, and Brooke, the highest honor I'll ever have is to be your daughter, your wife, and your mommy. Thank you.